And it says we are live. So, hi, everybody. Ellie Walsh here. Welcome to Empowered Dreams Hangout, where we gather here every Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And we're here to help empower you to live your dreams, as we also get more and more empowered to live our dreams. So that's our goal here today. And I have my global panel with us. Why don't we jump in and let everybody say hi. I'll start when I see it. Oh, it's true. Somebody was talking about this. Finally, I'm seeing it goes for the person who started the hangout, in case you all want to know this, okay? It shows you folks in alphabetical order. So let's start with somebody who I know pretty well, and that's Carol.
Hi, I'm Carol Mikowski from upstate New York, and I live at the other end of the house from Ellie. We're both in online marketing business together, and this is our lovely team whose pictures you see down here, and I'm very eager to hear what Ellie has to share with us today in this training. Good to have you with us.
You know, if you see me making my faces here, I'm over on the other page, and while there's, I don't know if any of you are looking, maybe it's my video, because I'm not seeing video, I'm just hearing audio. So I don't know if anybody can check that, or if the people that are at the page, let us know, folks, if you can see us. I know Ray is at the page. Raymond, can you see us?
Yeah, it was on for me.
Oh, you're seeing it. All right. Okay, you know what? Me and my computer have been having video challenges, sorry. So I just realized that. So Catherine, you're next. Tell us who you are.
Hello, I'm Catherine, and I'm from California, over in the Bay Area. And I love this team, and this is a good talk today about your message. And I'm looking forward to Ellie talking about this topic. And I'm a mom of 2 boys, and I love working online, and I love this team because they're all uplifting, and so you're by yourself but not for yourself. I mean, you're for yourself but not by yourself in the team. So thank you.
And Miss Terry.
Miss Terry.
My sister on the other side of the world.
That's my pirate name, Captain Miss Terry. What's that sound? Can you hear that?
Chris is trying to get in by phone or something.
I don't know how to do it. I know.
Anyway.
Sorry.
Yeah, my name's Terry Nicholson. I'm on the east coast of Australia, right next to the rainforest. Mum of 3 boys. Yeah, passionate about many things. Environmental protection stuff. I'm a singer-songwriter. I'm also a naturopath, herbalist, healer, and an online entrepreneur. And so I love bringing all of those pieces together in a way that, you know, just sharing my passion online and getting to make an income from it and helping other people step into their passion, make an income in that kind of way. So yeah, I'm thrilled to discuss this topic because it's so relevant to anyone who's got a message to get clear on that. So let's go. Yes, let's dive into it and see what unfolds. Yeah.
And we had a little technical challenge, as you see today. Isn't that cool? You can still do this. You can still build a business. And, you know, there was a time this would have freaked me out. Oh crap, that doesn't look like it's working. Oh my God, this phone made noise while I'm on here. There was a time that actually would have freaked me out. Like we get into that perfection mode, you know, and it's kind of like, oh well, it's working. We're real. So you know we're live, okay? This is not make-believe land. And this topic, it's funny, in the last, I don't know, week or so, I mean, we always talk about it, but the last week or so I've been talking about it more. I just did a video about, you know, you have a message. I've been reading the book. I just finished the book, The Millionaire Messenger by Brendan Burchard. And he says everybody has a message. you know. And when I thought of that, I mean, I believe that today, but had somebody said that to me years ago, I would have been like, what? You know, like, what are you talking about? I don't have no message. You know what? And what I realize is that comes from that feeling of I'm not really special, or I don't know something special. You know, I'm just like going along, living my life. You know, and I think that so many of us don't acknowledge our uniqueness. When we have similar situations, we absolutely have similar situations, but our perspective is different. So even in a similar situation, your message is different because your perspective is different. So does that mean everybody has a big, huge global message to give? In actuality, today, I believe that. If you're not there yet, that's okay. You know, but the first steps is about acknowledging that you do have a unique perspective. So if you have a unique perspective, you have a message, because one can't be without the other. If your perspective was the same as everybody's, then I guess you wouldn't have a message. But there's no such thing, because some of us have similar perspectives, you know, in some scenarios, but we all really see things differently, uniquely. And it affects all of us differently. So the message, you know, goes out there. It goes out there differently, you know. And for me, this is really all about, especially people in a business. You know, in this business, we tell people right away, go put out your message, and they're like, huh? You know, huh? And I guess to a great degree, your message is your perspective. Where is your voice? I think Terry is a person that has a gazillion messages, but some very on-point messages, and I think she's very clear in that. Now, I don't know how long, so I can't wait to hear from her. I don't know if she always knew that, all right? But I know, in my view, my life, I didn't always. Today, I can tell you I have a big message, but I would have never been able to say that. I don't know, 25 years ago. I wouldn't have been able to say that 25 years ago. So there's a few processes I think we can talk about a little bit, but I'd like to hear, you know, some of you, you know, what you think on this. Do you think everybody has a message? And are you aware of your message? And when did you get aware of your message, if you are? You know I'm picking up on you right away, Terry.
Oh, good. I love this topic. It's so fantastic. I resonate with everything you've said, Ellie. And yeah, I do believe that everyone has a message. I believe that it's not necessarily that sort of global message, but you just sharing your story will touch someone's life. And there's kind of just a message in there. An unspoken message. Some people have very clear, you'll say your message, but sometimes it's literally just sharing your story will touch someone's life, and their lives will transform in some kind of way you may not even see, especially online. You don't even get to see how you transform people's lives just by simply sharing your story or your perspective, like Ellie says. But there's like a thread of a message in there that touches lives. I think it's just so powerful. So it's, yeah, I think calling it a message as such, sometimes people think, oh, I've got to have this big global like vision that's, you know, like completely world changing. And the thing is that just, you know, the snippets of your story can be world changing in themselves. You just might not articulate it like that. So I think, yeah, saying the message can sometimes get people hung up thinking they have to come up with something, whereas it's already inside you. You know, really, you watching live, you watching the replay, all of us here, it's like there's already these perspectives and stories and experiences and knowledge and insights and skills, and oh, it can just go on and on. Each of us have that, And when we start expressing it, it kind of just becomes, it is our message, even if we haven't defined it as such. So that's all true. And at the same time, it also is really important to kind of, especially if you're in a business or if you're trying to let people know what you have to offer, or, if you really do have a specific thing you want to share that is more like a real, refined message, getting really clear on what that is, it is crucial, because otherwise, how can people really connect with you if they don't know what you're really about? Yeah. So sort of distilling that into knowing what it is and then how to articulate that, that's a whole process. It's a whole process, and that's definitely taken me some time, and I'm still refining, because I'm someone who has, like, when I introduce myself, I'm a herbalist, I'm a naturopath, I'm a singer-songwriter, I'm an environmental activist, I'm an online marketer, I'm a mum of 3. Like, I've got all these parts of myself. How do I condense that into what's my message? Whereas for me, I'm getting clearer and clearer that really my message is around helping people live vibrant lives, whatever that means to them, in a way that is also sustainable or contributes to the well-being of our world. So for me, I want to work with people. I want to connect and attract people who resonate with that, with living their best versions of themselves, and contributing to the world in a positive way in the process. So it's about, yes, your personal wishes and desires and dreams, but also that awareness that we are part of this global community, and it's our responsibility to caretake this, to make sure that the future generations can actually live on this planet. So for me, I didn't really articulate all that clearly just then, but that's my message around the kind of people that I want to work with. So if you're watching this, like, start to think who are the kind of people that you want to, if you're a business person, who are the kind of people you want to work with? And more often than not, it's people similar to yourself. So it's actually not as hard as you think to find your kind of core message. Like, that's kind of just who I'm. I'm a parent, care about the future, care about this world, and want to live a vibrant life and have an income stream around living a vibrant life. Hi, Deborah. Wow, awesome. So yeah, this idea of message. So if you're watching, start to really think what are those qualities in yourself that you would like to connect with in other people and attract. And so start using the language, like in your communication, if you're doing videos, if you're doing blog posts, if you're doing Facebook, if you're just talking to people one-on-one, start to use the language that resonates with you as you're communicating, which you'll probably do naturally anyway, but just be aware of it, because then your message will start just kind of flowing in a different way. So I could go on, but there's some of my thoughts on this topic. But I think it's so important to realize it's a process as well. Sometimes your message is where you just start. You cut your first video. You just start sharing your stories, your experiences, and trusting that what you have inside is part of a message that's kind of wanting to come out to the world. And to trust in that process, even if you haven't got it kind of set yet of what your message is as such. Does that make sense?
I love when you said, because I agree. We say the word message and then people think, oh my God, I have to have the big global brand new message, okay? And if you're reading a lot of books, and I hope you all are, if you notice, most of the messages, like all personal development books, they're the same. They're just saying it a little different, and sometimes the message is, especially if you're doing that kind of work of personal development, so you're really learning how to keep yourself up there. When I say up there, I mean in good vibes, not that drama vibes that people want to go in. Sometimes your message is, you know what, the day started out, I was a little ornery, and I turned it around, and I had a great day. That's a huge message. People, that's a global message. People need to hear that stuff. People need to hear they have the power to, when the day starts out bad, how many people go, uh-oh, you know, this, I tripped over this, you know, on the stairs. Today's going to be a bad day. And then they freaking live a bad day. Versus the person who trips on the stairs and then goes, nope, I'm going to find the opportunity in this. I'm going to stay happy. I'm going to do it. And then they come in and they put that message in Facebook. And other people go, oh, yeah, I don't have to go down the shit road, okay? I can go up the happy road. But that's a huge message, maybe bigger than most messages any of us have to give. So you really brought that out. Terry, you know, the rest of you, jump in here because you know me, I could keep talking.
We're with you, Ellie.
I just wanted to add one thing as you were saying that, Ellie. It doesn't, yeah, like you said, it doesn't have to be a big message. It's little snippets. Like, you know, I've been doing little video, little snippets, you know, like I call them Terry's reflections. I just take one small idea. Maybe I've just read something that morning, or I've heard something, or I've had my own thought, but I just go, I'm just going to share this in a snippet, like a 2-minute video, if that, and put that out into the world, and it changes lives. It's just one small message. But you know, you're all doing videos as well here on this panel, but like it doesn't have to be a big. You want to be aware of your overall message, but there's so many little messages in there, and not to discount them on this journey, because they change lives. That ripples out in ways unforeseen. So
it's funny. I was just looking, and Raymond put a comment in there that I was going to say something very similar. So I'm glad Raymond is on board with me here, or I am with him, and that is in line with what you were saying, Terry. I've heard so many people say, oh my God, I don't have anything to say, I have no messages. And as you get to know them, you know their story, and oh my God, it's replete with things that people could relate to, and how they've dealt with it and overcome it, and gone on to do great things and live their life very nicely, and they're happy in spite of the hardships that they've had in the past and what have you. And to be able to share that with other people who could easily connect with it would uplift the other folks so much. And these folks, unfortunately, they I guess, I don't know whether it's too scary, or they're not able to identify that they have this or whatever. So that's my 2 cents. Sydney, it's nice to see your ceiling.
Yes, well, it's Deborah's ceiling, which is probably why there's a bit of an echo. I can't see me. Oh, there I am. Okay, we're off the ceiling now. But yeah, I think for a lot of people, at least one of the things that occurred to me was this sense that we focus so much on what's still not accomplished, that those things that might be inspirational to someone else, the person whose experience has already forgotten that part and is on to the next thing that isn't done yet. Because I know when Ellie said the thing about the message being a perspective, it started to give me all sorts of ideas of things I could talk about. But the whole idea of having a message felt bigger than life, and too big for me that I couldn't wrap my brain around it. I had
so here's a real good one. I'm going to interrupt you because before I forget this. So you need to remember this. Part of your message is, okay, it's not I had to break it down.
It's not
a message.
Yeah.
And that idea that you just had, if you think you don't have a message, it's because, all right, it feels bigger than life, but when you look at it as a perspective, you can break it down. There's your message.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I like it. Okay. I was starting to think that, and it was all tied into those things that feel downstream. Feels like I'm always trying to figure out how to turn away with what I'm butting up against. Like I'm fighting against something to get to somewhere.
No, that's
But
interesting.
yes, thank you.
Very cool. Catherine, what are you going to tell us today?
I was going to say that I think everybody has a message because everybody's different. They have different perspectives, well, as we said, but they don't know they have a message. Or maybe because when I was before I came online here with you guys, I didn't even really think about a message that people have. So since I've been in Empower, it seems like we've learned more about messages. So maybe a lot of people don't know they have a message or that they're supposed to say something. I mean, have a message. Maybe they just think they're just like everybody else and don't have anything more important. Because I thought that way for a while. I thought, why would anybody want to listen to me? I'm just boring like everybody else. So that's where I came from. But now I'm learning to talk to my target market and to tell my message. Even though I think I have a lot of messages, I just have to, because I have a lot of things that have happened to me in my life. So you can do different messages to the different people, so I just have to figure that out, how to go and do many in one, or many different, give my different messages, not just one. So, but that's my 2 cents worth, or I should say my 10 cents worth.
That's right. That is a big one. What you just said is most people don't think. They're like, I would have said years ago, what are you talking about? I don't have a message.
Yeah.
Just I'm like everybody else, and we're not.
We all have our own thing. We all are different.
Right, but and like you also said, especially the older we get, okay, more life experience. We've been through different things.
Yes.
And there's somebody else that's going through something similar, and they need to hear your perspective on it.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Yes.
they need that help.
Yes.
So just realizing that, and I think when you start out, like Terry talked about, and now Sydney was an aha for her is, all right, let's not call it a message if that's a big word. Okay, it does. It sounds like, oh my God.
Sounds like you should have something really great or something to say, but
and,
you don't have
you
to.
Actually do, okay?
Yeah, but I meant you don't have to. I meant you don't have to have like some earth moving. You can have something in your own way.
But usually it is earth moving.
Yeah.
If you can show somebody how you got through even that day that started out crappy, all right, and you had a good day, and somebody else reads that and they get it.
Triggers.
They probably read it before. They probably heard other people say it before. It doesn't matter. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. You apparently was that person's teacher. Yeah. And they get it, okay, that is life-shattering, life-changing when the next day they don't get caught up in that freaking drama. Right. That's life-changing. That's not little.
Yeah.
That's life-changing. So that's when we realize, oh, crap, it really is important for us to be putting out that information. Like Terry does her Terry's Reflections.
Yeah.
And like we're all doing videos. A lot of us are doing videos daily right now.
Yes.
That's true. I just want to say.
Oh no, you go.
Okay. This is Deborah. I just want and happy to be here, everybody. I haven't been here in a very long time. At least it feels like a very long time. But it's a couple of things, Catherine. Exactly what you said in having a lot of different messages with different messages for different populations. And one of the things, a lot of my life and a lot of my work, I spend a lot of time with people that don't have any sense of agency or sense of themselves, that they're not even clear they have a voice, much less how to use it in a message, to utilize that voice with. And I have to be very careful, and that's why Sydney's at my house, and we were doing some work together. And when I realized she was on, I said, "Oh, it's Thursday." And I said, "I'm going to get on." And I went and grabbed my laptop and came in the room, and we're sitting different sides of the room. And because I really need this hangout and people that are even talking about this and thinking about this stuff and recognizing that we do have messages, because I spend a lot of time with people that have no sense of that. And I have to be very careful that energy doesn't follow me, because sometimes doing the work I do with the populations I do it with can be so heavy. And I'm dealing with some of my own issues, but it will be a lot lighter if my shoulders. I've been joking all day about something that's happened in my family early this morning, and I've been joking about it all freaking day because it is bizarrely funny. You never want to think that something that's kind of tragic that happens is funny, but I had to find the joke in it. And I've been joking about it to everybody. And I just said, oh, and to people I feel safe enough to do that and then not smack me and say I'm being totally inappropriate. But because I have to remind myself, not because I'm clear that I have a message, but sometimes when I get so weighed down and heavy. And so it is really important to have the message, but and Catherine, thank you for that. The different message, different populations, but being with so many people that have no sense of their own voice and their own self, I need to remind myself that my message will get nowhere if I'm not continuing to be in forums like this. I'm done for.
That's big. That is big. And that is why we're here together. And when we end in a few minutes, okay, we're going to stay on because we mastermind on a weekly basis. We need that community. We do. I know I need it. I need to be with those like-minded people. I need to be with people that are always talking about the uplifting perspective, even when you go, and we're still able to come in here and go, this thing is bothering me, but these other people are going to lift you up. So, and they don't realize, we don't always realize just being here together, even when we close down and we're not publicly broadcasting anymore, uplifting people is a message. So sometimes you think it's, again, like it's insignificant. And, I did a video a while ago on that. Is there any such thing as something insignificant? I don't think that's even possible. So I don't know if anybody else does want to. We are coming close to the time here. We could go on and on forever with this. I'm aware.
I've just got one more thing to say. Yeah, I mean, for me, when I cut on a video, like, if I touch one person's life, that's been a video worth doing. So for me, yes, I feel like I've got a big vision. I want to impact the world in a big way. I really want to make a big difference. And at the same time, if I impact one person's life, it's still worth it. It's like I can really see. I really get that now. I would have questioned, how what difference am I really making or something before, but I so truly believe now, those differences go in small and large waves, and the small are just as important as the big. Like they all matter. So I just love it. Like if I'm doing a video, like I'm speaking into that camera, or like I'm talking right now to this computer, but we're impacting people around the world, people who will watch the replay. I'm seeing real people, like I'm just imagining this message connecting with one person and then many, and there's something in that I wanted to get across. How it's the individual ripples that then get bigger as well. To really remember that somehow with our message, that if we can think, oh yeah, I'm going to do a post or a thing, and it touches one life, that's worth a post worth doing. And if it touches many, many more lives, and I get hundreds of likes and shares and comments, and it ripples out further, then it's just fantastic. But not to discount the one-on-one connections that are transformational. Absolutely.
Carol, I was keeping quiet because I thought you unmuted yourself before. to talk. You don't want to talk?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. Again, we were, Carol and I actually have a process that we can bring people through, but it's a long process. We'd never get it done on this Hangout. I mean, not long, like days long, okay, but like an hour or more long. I think that part of, first of all, realizing, like we just talked about, the message isn't about, writing the Declaration of Independence or something. The message is those everyday things, perspectives that you have. And when I cut on a camera also to do a video, I am just kind of like just talking. If I reach that one person, that's important. And if they just, I don't even know if they have a better day that day. Maybe they just smile, okay, for a half hour. Or maybe they just get an aha. Then, because that ripple, understand what a ripple is, right? A little pebble makes a ripple, but it keeps going further out and further out and further out, and it has a huge effect. So it's not even about deciding whether you have that or not. Just put it out. Just know that if you're going to, oh God, am I going to make a global effect? Whatever. Put out the message. Put out the perspective. Put out your perspective. And pay attention to the things that you like. Okay, so write down things, even if you're in a job right now, and I know some of you are going to tell me I don't like my job. There's something in there that you like. Pay attention to the things you like. You'll find your messages more. Or as Terry said, find the people that you want to hang with, be in business with, people that you want to find yourself with, that like-minded people, because you will find your message when you are around uplifting communities. It's almost like impossible not to. But you have to participate, right? You have to participate, but it's there. Your inner voice knows. It knows it. I promise you, if you said to a little 4-year-old, do you have a message, they would tell you yes. I don't know what they would tell you. They might tell you something about going on the potty. But to them, they will tell you a message. Children believe that they're messengers and that they're special. They believe that. We still have that belief, but we've smothered it. So I'm not going to tell you about going on the potty today, but whatever. So I'm ready to wind this down here. Did you want to say something, Terry? Oh, I thought you did. Okay. So you do have a message. Just know you do. A perspective. Just starting to put it out. Whether you're in business, whether you're playing with the idea. I believe one of the most important things is getting involved with a community that that has the same beliefs that you have, like-minded people. Read. I was just saying, and the next book I'm reading now is Tribes by Seth Godin. It's actually about bringing out that message and leading a tribe with that message. And he says you owe it to the world. And it's funny because Brendan Burchard says really the same thing. He says you have a message and you're an expert, whether you believe you are or not, and you owe it to the world to put it out there. And then I pick up this book, Tribes, and he's talking about tribes are a community that really is engulfed in a mission, right? And you owe it to the world to be leading a tribe. That's a really interesting idea here. So really good books. Read those kind of books. You want to get involved with a community like this? There's a button right down here. Talk to the person who invited you here. Click that button. Come back next Tuesday. It's not Tuesday. Today's Thursday. You see, you don't even have to know what day it is, and you can still do this. And we will see. If you're watching the replay of this, please leave You've got questions, you've got comments, please leave them in the chat, because we come back during the week and we check that, and we are here on Thursdays at 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. But we're going to stop broadcasting right now because we get to mastermind and brainstorm with each other here. And you can join us at any time you want. So get back with the person who invited you here or click that button. We'll see you soon. Have a fabulous day. Say goodbye, everybody.